The relationship between peripheral neuropathy and fibromyalgia has been one that's a bit mystical, but let's try to demystify it a bit. You see, peripheral neuropathy describes when the peripheral nerves, or the nerve endings on our hands and feet, for example, are damaged in one way, shape, or form. And this could be picked up by a neurologist looking at something called nerve conduction studies, right? So people with peripheral neuropathy suffer chronic pain, numbness, tingling, even temperature issues for a very long time. But why does it actually happen? What does that have to do with fibromyalgia? Well, here's a simple answer. See, these peripheral nerves that's in the body, they're really, really tiny, and they're made up of really, really small fibers called the C fibers. See, these fibers, over time, what they do is that they make certain things. And these things are chemicals in the body that we produce, that we synthesize, along with some hormones and some signals that tells the body to repair when the nerve is under what's called compression. So why would the nerve be compressed? Well, let's think about it for a second. So if you're suffering from fibromyalgia, or if you know someone who's suffering from fibromyalgia, what's really happening is that there are sheets of fascia, this connective tissue, that just squeezes and squeezes and squeezes from our head, causing headaches, to TMJ issues, to neck strain, all the way down. So the more it squeezes, the less play it has, or less elastic it has. Think about it like Play-Doh, for example, right? And so if the clay has been sitting out and drying, it's kind of tough and you can't really manipulate it. And it's so constricted, but then if you're opening a fresh Play-Doh, you can kind of stretch it around. And this is kind of how nerves act as well. So, but it's the fascia that actually constricts it. And when that happens, there's cellular things that changes in the nerves. And these cellular changes are in these cells called the Schwann cell that line along each nerve. That's supposed to get the body to recruit things to fix it. Well, the problem is, if that happens over and over and over again, we're seeing that these nerves actually start degenerating, and these cells can't make fixing agents fast enough to even repair the process. And so what we have to do is get the body to relax the fascia somehow, to let go of the vice grip on these nerves, and then also make sure the nutrition's there, doing some breath work, mindfulness meditation that really allow the body to restore itself through sleep and deep sleep. That'd be nice, right? So that the body can have a chance to return back to function. And this is the connection between fibromyalgia and peripheral neuropathy. Now, there's another element to think about as well. Now, people with peripheral neuropathy also have random pains here and there and temperature sensations that can respond to stress, changes in the barometric pressure and weather. It can respond to pretty much anything, even sunlight that's aggravating the eyes, and the eyes can go, there's too much light as well. And it's because whenever the body is so constricted, the body becomes a sentinel, because it senses literally everything. Sight and sound and smells and touch and feelings can really be super sensitive as well. So much so that's almost too much coming in, and people with fibromyalgia tend to want to kind of isolate themselves during those times because it's too much to handle. That can affect relationships, anxiety, mental states, all the above. See, these peripheral nerves, a lot of doctors have been targeting the nerves and try to restore it back to function with different laser therapies, which tend to work well in some people. And a lot of doctors also try to target physical therapy to allow the body to move and relax so that the nerves have more room to play with. So it becomes more Play-Doh-y rather than something that's stiff and like concrete. And these are well and good, but we're also really wanting to not forget one important thing about the fascia and our nerves. It all starts up here. It starts with our tongue, our teeth, the way that our skull sits on our neck, and the alignment here is extraordinarily important to help restore. So yes, even the tingling in the hands and feet on the bottom right here is affected by what's going on up here, by the bite, by how we're able to breathe or not breathe. And sometimes there are a lot of mouth breathing at nighttime, snoring, sleep apnea. These all can constrict the fascia significantly to not allow the Play-Doh effect of the nerves that are there, they have to be really, really stiff, and therefore they cause pain, they cause inflammation. It just doesn't feel very good. And these are some things that we cannot ignore. Learn about this and more at the Demystifying Fibromyalgia conference here in Houston, Texas.